It is Sunday, it is afternoon, and I've got projects to work on. Welcome to Morgan's lazy Sunday afternoon productivity stream, where sometimes we're productive and sometimes we're not, but we always have snacks. With me today, I have Doc Coleman and Sako Toomey. Say hello to the nice people.
Hello.
Hello to the nice people.
So, what is everybody working on today?
I'm gonna do a Substack with a belly dance in it, and maybe possibly what I've done so far this past 2 weeks.
Nice.
And then, because last week I was performing and
Yes.
How did the show go?
The show went really great. The show
Yay!
went
I'm so
great.
glad. So glad.
I got all kinds of accolades, and people who had seen me dance before were like, "This is my favorite dance that you've done. Like, this is amazing."
That's lovely.
And I was like, yeah.
Then it goes boom. There we
go. Doc?
What am I working on today? So I did finally get stuff back from Danny about some final edits for the
anthology,
Curiosity of Cats anthology, which the Kickstarter is still chugging along. We've got another week to go, so if you haven't backed it, please take a look at it. At least throw a buck or two to get your name in the book as a backer, and just to show encouragement for us doing it. But I also got the contract from Danny, so
ooh, yay!
Hence my description down here: contracts and revisions. Oh my!
Nice.
So I'm going to be. I've been busy all this week, so I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. But fortunately, the stream helps get me off my ass on some things.
Le gasp.
Le gasp. So I'm going to be reviewing the contract, and hopefully there will be nothing wrong with it. I will go ahead and sign it and send it off. And then I'll be looking at the revisions and saying, they want me to what? No.
But, I will start. Sorry, go ahead.
So if you could, you've got edits on there already. If you could add a second one for Doc for contract, or maybe we'll do it later because Catechus is in the way.
Catechus is like, how about now?
Yeah, so my sprint is going to start off with the most important thing any kitty mama can do on Gushy Food Day, which is to provide my cat with his gushy food. And while I keep wanting to work on finishing up my space fantasy, I think my priority right now is to make the handouts and stuff to go with. I'm doing a workshop at a local middle school in mid-February, and I just finished the rough draft of the workshop, like slides and stuff. So I think I need to put together those handouts and stuff. So that's where I'm going to start off.
Yeah. I need to write an outline for that too. Because I'm going to be doing a it's called a workshop, but it's just going to be a group discussion about writing steampunk.
Oh, nice. I actually had a discussion about writing steampunk last night. Okay, more it was. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, steampunk uses imperial and not metric system.
That entirely depends on where your setting is.
It's true, but like in my heart of hearts, it's imperial.
If you're gonna be historical, then yeah, that was before the British Empire adopted the metric system. If you're going to set steampunk in France, where the metric system originated, it might be using metric.
Why would you set steampunk in France?
Because there's a whole wide world of invention out there, and you can set it anywhere you want to. Although most people are much more interested in setting it places like India or China and bringing a really different vibe to it.
Yeah. France just seems like the boring choice.
I don't know. A lot of but that's part of what I'm planning on bringing up in my workshop is not just there's the things you typically see, but there's a whole world out there, and you can even create your own steampunk world. Here are the important things that you need to base it around. But I don't really have like a writing exercise like some of these workshops have. So I wanna get the kids engaged in world building, in thinking about what do they want in their worlds, why do they want it, what are the important pieces they need to have to make it work, and then where can they embellish on it. So
yeah,
I need at least an outline to make sure I've got my key points ready.
Sure. So let me pop into the comments. Andy says, "Hola, everyone." Chorna is here and says, "Hello. Hope everyone is keeping well." And Chorna could use some decent, stimulating, creative conversation. Happy Sunday. Yay. Moon is here and says, "Hello. Today is wings and football."
Okay.
For those who haven't been around, my tree goes down on Super Bowl Sunday while I'm watching the Puppy Bowl. Because puppies. So it's not up too late. I'm just...
So, and is that going to be midstream? No.
It shouldn't be. Okay. So, Andy says, "I'm glad the show went well, Sako." Spoons, hey yo. Chorna is like, Catechist is like, "Hey, I have stuff to do." No. Sunday after his mama starts her stream, he knows the first sprint is when he gets his gushy food.
Yeah, I think that's what Chorna is saying. It's like, I got stuff to do. Give me the gushy food now, and let's get it over with.
Right. Sarah's here. Sarah is working on a video, which she doesn't usually do during the stream because she's been posting before the stream. But, here we are. Sear's back. Hello, Sear. That is my cat's tail. So Andy says, "Hello, Catechist. Tellus is also demanding his wet food, and that will be the priority one during the second sprint." He has to wait till the second sprint. Can you imagine? I know, it sounds horrible.
Catechist is so lucky to get his during the first sprint.
Right. Yeah, but I think Tellus gets gushy food every day for dinner. So
I cannot tell you.
Yeah. Cora is swung by just to say hi. Oh, everyone at Cora's house is sick and Cora needs rest. Do that. Yes.
Hope y'all are feeling better soon.
Yeah. Andy says Jules Verne would disagree regarding boring steampunk.
Yep.
He did around the world. He did not stay in France.
But he started in France because he's a Frenchman.
Tisk. Chorna says, contentious comment. I think there's conventional steampunk, but technically speaking, everyone eventually started using steam.
Yep.
So Moon says, "What a wild impression of my voice." I don't remember trying hard. So, and Nicole is here. Hello. Nicole is going to do some crocheting. Attempting to make a dragon named Sky with an E. So let me pop that on here. Nicole is crocheting a dragon. There we go. Okay. Nobody else said what they were working on other than Tellus's gushy food. So, okay. If anybody else drops stuff in.
All caps.
Moon was going to do wings and football, right?
Yeah, I believe that was it. Wings and football. No.
Okay. If your team, doesn't stink, so. Chorna is going to be working on Animal Crossing.
Yep. It's important to have a project.
I've been doing cooking merge cooking, that one.
Merge cooking?
Yes. If you combine 2 apples, you get a banana, and 2 bananas gets you a lemon, and 2 lemons gets you a coconut, and 2 coconuts.
Yeah.
So this is like an abomination of genetic engineering for entertainment purposes.
Right, but then you put things together on the grill, or like in the shaker to make like mixed drinks, or like fried foods, and with like chicken, lemon, and
Ironically, as closely related as everything in our genome is, you could probably do that just by moving a few molecules around.
and this is when we say God did not give us lemons; we made them ourselves.
Yeah, because
Out
we
of
did.
what, the citron or something?
God gave us citrons, and we crossbred them into lemons.
So we can't blame him for that one. So, okay, Andy is, besides the important part, Andy is also working on the novella. So Few Spoons is going to go back through the current story and write a character out of it. Spoons, remove character. Okay. And Chorna says that merge games are far too easy to fall into, which is true because Verizon keeps installing games on my phone every time they update.
No.
Like 3 to 4 games. And I'm like, either I uninstall them or I have to try them out. There is no in between.
No, I do not like that, installing stuff on my machines that I didn't ask for and don't have the storage for. Thank you, no.
So Chorna, on writing, Chorna's been working on a Slice of Life Discord RP, and we'll work on that tomorrow. Tonight it's Animal Crossing because Mama needs a break. It's that or McDonald's, but Mama also needs to not eat fast food. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Moon likes fruit merge.
Okay.
Okay, well, someone is getting impatient, and we're, about 10, 15 minutes into the sprint. So shall we go ahead and do our first sprint of the stream?
Yes.
That's a tongue twister.
Blah, blah,
Yes.
blah, blah.
To keep your face and ankles from being savaged, yes.
Right? I have jeans and shoes on, so that helps. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Boom, chakalaka laka. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes, I'm coming. And we're back. How was your sprint?
I spent most of it watching my Sunday content. Uh, there are certain
You're coming through very mumbly for me.
Yeah, you
Doc?
sound a little muffled.
muffled.
Yeah, that's much better.
Well, I'm like right on it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If you lean back too far, it doesn't pick you up well.
Oh, okay. But I have the belly dance queued up, and I gotta come up with something else that's gonna go into the newsletter. But yeah, that was my sprint.
Okay. Doc?
And I dove in reading my new contract and got through a couple pages of it, and unfortunately, the publisher has forgotten that my name is not actually Doc Coleman, and I'm actually publishing under a pseudonym. And she didn't put my real name in the contract, so we have to do a revision. But I'm going to head and read the rest of it, to make sure that it's all reasonable. And so far, it looks okay. But yeah. It's like we end up doing this every year at CA.
So I'm hearing that your name is Doc Coleman, but if I write you a check, it should be a different name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Note to self: don't write checks. Use Venmo or
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
It is not my legal name, so it isn't. I guess I could go and have my name legally changed, but that sounds awfully expensive for very little benefit.
there is a reason I still have my ex-husband's last name,
Yep.
even though we have been divorced for quite some time. Partially
Yep.
because my maiden name was hyphenated, but my mother hasn't had a hyphenated name since I was 8. So we didn't share a last name, and hyphens are really, really annoying because people are like, do I file them under the first half or the second half? And
Yep.
sometimes they just randomly put it anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm very relieved not to have a hyphenated last name right now.
Not having the hyphens removes a lot of complications. So.
It really, really does. And changing your name is annoying. So, like, I mean, obviously, I asked my ex, I'm like, do you mind if I'm still using this name? If it bothers you all, because that's just rude not to ask. But yeah. So.
But that is an important note for new authors, that if you're going to use a pseudonym, whether it's because you're writing in multiple genres and you use your real name in one and a pseudonym in another, got to double check those contracts to make sure the contract is made out for a legal name that you can sign and receive payments under.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hazelwood is actually a family last name because my ex-husband doesn't need credit for it, but I don't necessarily want to go through the work of changing my last name. So that is something women writers might want to think about, is your last name a partner that you think is going to stick around forever? So,
yep.
And do you want an identity separate? Because I know my roommate, even when she was married to her now ex-husband, she still did her art under her maiden name, so there was continuity and stuff like that. And I know a lot of doctors and stuff, when they publish papers, they want consistency.
Yeah, and that's really important for women who go and start and get successful in careers before they get married.
Yeah.
I kept my maiden name. Like I never changed my name. So because I wasn't sure.
Yeah. That said, if your Facebook does not represent your legal name, do not get annoyed at us if we don't know that you switched your name. Tell us. Use your words, because we only know what you tell us. I usually go with the name I knew until told otherwise. I try not to make assumptions.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let me pop into the comments and see how people are. Maggie's here. Hello, Mama Maggie.
Yay!
Jacob is back. Hello, Jacob. King Red Spot, Red X. That's Sarah's nephew. So he's awesome. Good to see you again. It's been a minute. Dreaming Truth is here. Hello and welcome.
Hi, Felicia.
Hey.
Felicia's here. And Andy barely got 200 words in due to laundry.
Yep.
The doom of the modern.
Honestly, considering you did about like I got about the same, right? So like give yourself a little grace. Like that's 200 words you wouldn't have had otherwise.
Yeah. So oh, and for me, I got 2 pages into my handouts. So it's I need to come up with an example paragraph or 2 for teaching. I'm teaching middle schoolers. This is my making rough drafts shine, teaching them that editing doesn't just mean run spell check.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Oh, no.
we're going to have some examples with passive voice and some with weak verbs and some with a lot of hedge words and filter words and stuff like that. So practice getting rid of those and spotting them in the wild.
Your English teachers are going to love us because you've got to learn how to use English properly, because you also need to know when you want to use it improperly.
Words are
Yeah.
hard. So, this is not a Morgan shirt. This is from Evan and Caitlin, who are makers online. So, but yeah, Maggie finished donuts and is now doing dishes. Why does Maggie have better life choices than I do?
I was going to say, why is Maggie doing donuts in the parking lot? No.
So,
Not in the parking lot.
Oh, my.
yeah. So awesome. It sounds like that was super productive for most of us.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Oh, there is a little water in my cup left. Don't remember? Don't
There we-
forget that one. Do remember.
Always-
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Hydrate.
Why were you in the dark and you're now back in the light?
Because the lights are on a motion sensor,
Oh,
which is over there, and there's stuff piled up on the back of the couch. So the sensor can't always see me,
mhm.
and I need to mess with the settings, but I haven't bothered with. But it's like, if it doesn't detect any motion after an hour, it dims the lights, and then 5 minutes after that, it turns them off.
Oh dear.
So I have learned that when the lights dim, I'm better off just waiting for it to turn the lights off, and then I've got a remote switch here that lets me turn them on.
Okay. Good
So-
to know. So last night I was speaking of lights, last night I was driving a friend home, and remember how I said before I got the glasses, like, lights were being blurry and I was
Yep.
a little anxious about nighttime driving? Apparently half of the issue is my headlights are kind of dim, especially compared to modern headlights, since my car's from like 2012. And secondly, the inside of my windshield had like a film on it.
Oh my.
So maybe the blurriness was a dirty windshield. So I took some Windex to that today. Not hashtag not sponsored.
A dirty windshield and headlights from last century.
No, 2012 is still this century, last decade.
But the technology was designed to last.
Sure, yeah. Because I freaking hate the stupid fog lights that blind everybody else on the road.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
what you gonna do? Oh, popping into the comments, Megan's here. Hello and welcome. We're doing some productivity sprints. We're about less than a minute out from the next one.
We're between the first
Megan
and
is a friend of mine.
Okay.
Okay.
I think this is the first time she's been at this stream. Maybe. Okay.
I'm
Maybe
also dual streaming to my account,
Sure.
so
No, that's fine.
that's probably coming through.
Gotcha. Okay. And Maggie says the youngest child's little coffee bean is craving donuts, but they have to be soy and dairy free. So Mama/Omi must obey, and since Preggy sickness has her vomiting at the scent of everything, I bake.
Okay.
Fair enough. Okay, well, it sounds like it is.
Love.
I don't have any donuts, but I do have shortbread cookies. So we will see. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1.
Boom.
Chakalaka. There is no such thing as second gushy food. And we're back. How was your sprint?
I gotta do it like a see you guys next week sort of dealy, but
Oh,
I think I'm done.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks for joining.
there is a fork in you.
Oh, I forgot to check off. Catechist got his Goshi. I assume you finished your Substack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. Did you want to do your outro?
I
thought
don't.
you.
I don't.
Oh,
have
I
to
thought you
go.
said you were bailing. I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
No.
Okay.
Yay, go you. Doc,
All right.
how was your sprint?
So I've finished reviewing the contract, and the rest of it looked good. And just need to fix the names on it, and we'll be good to go.
Awesome.
And I started doing looking at the revisions, and it looks like so far it's mostly like overused words, and it's like some of the suggested corrections don't quite work. So I'm gonna have to be doing a little bit of rephrasing. Yeah, know that one.
Sorry. So I'm working on my presentation workshop on fixing rough drafts, and in it I have a thing I shamelessly call Morgan's rule of thirds.
Yes.
And that feedback is in one of three categories: the easy fixes, the hard fixes, and they're just plain wrong.
Yep.
But the caveat that goes with them is that even when feedback is wrong, they're often right about what is wrong. They're very
Yep.
rarely right about how to fix it. So fix it your way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's there's the easy fixes, which is like, oh yeah, that's right, I will make that change. And then
Mr.
categories
Word,
2 and 3, it's like, okay, nice suggestion. Let me figure out how I want to do it.
Yeah. So.
And she's telling me I'm too loud.
Very loud.
So all I did was write a single paragraph on once upon a time in passive voice. So the next
Okay.
one has to be like a lot of filter words, or what am I doing? Maybe some weak words.
I was using
Yeah.
you're padding out with weasel words.
Really?
I have a
Or-
whole spreadsheet, like
Okay.
a page dedicated to these are weasel words we would like you to avoid. These are filter words. These are hedge words.
Sometimes you read them,
so, or
especially in dialogue.
really, or like.
Right. Yes. Dialogue is a great place for all of these because we
Yes.
speak with them, but that doesn't mean you need to write with them
Write with
unless that's the voice of the character who is like the point of view character.
Or the voice of the narrator. Yeah.
Exactly. The point of view character. So,
Yeah.
when my outline for the line edits are come on. Boop, boop, boop. 1, read your work aloud. 2, vary your story components between dialogue and narration and action and description. 3, watch your tense and point of view. Make sure it's consistent. 4, avoid info dumps. 5, punch up your action scenes. 6, use stronger words. 7, ditch passive voice. And 8, minimize filter, hedge, and weasel words. So
Mhm.
I think that's the general basics of line editing.
Oh,
Is there anything I'm missing? Am I going too much in detail?
I don't think you're going too much in detail.
Let's say the details in the discussion, but
So yeah, because so often, kids are like, oh, I ran it through spell check. It's edited.
no, it's not.
I mean,
There's a reason why I refer to Microsoft spell check as the grammar mangler.
yeah.
It doesn't know what's right. It just knows there's another way you could do this.
And very often it will try to replace words with more common words that sound similar, even if they have totally different meanings.
Yep.
Which flip. That was apparently my sound effect for flipping a table. It was not very accurate. Sorry about that. But my workshop, actually, it starts off with the first thing you do after you finish a draft is breathe. If it's a paragraph or something for class, go get a quick snack, take a potty break. If it's something you've been working on for a week, take a day. If it's something you've been working on for a month,
Right.
take a week. Step away from it so you can get back to it. If you don't have time for anything else, a snack will help before you go back in.
Yeah. Snack will always help.
Exactly. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So, anyway. Speaking of, I was going to get stickers for the convention. They have a table for people to sell stuff.
Oh, okay.
Over the lunch break at ScribbleCon.
Okay.
And I thought kids might like some of the ADHD stickers.
They might. Are you going to sell them or give them away?
Sell.
Okay.
Unless they're my class. Maybe they get a free sticker in my class.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But they sign up for the classes ahead of time, so they don't know until they get there. Okay. Time for us to pop into the comments. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, Megan's watching from Sako's channel and is definitely in need of some productivity. There are things that must get done today.
Yes, there are.
Ooh, Maggie made for the donuts honey glaze, chocolate glaze, and plain with jam filling.
That sounds delicious.
Right?
Chocolate glaze and plain with jam filling sound good.
Yeah. Megan says, ooh, that sounds tasty. I haven't mastered making donuts yet. I'm still in my sourdough bread phase. Fair enough. Spoons says the character is out. So, boop, boop, boop.
Character has been expunged from reality. You can check off.
This is not what I'm working on. Workshop. There we go. Okay. Sorry.
You can check off my contracts.
Excellent. Popping back into the comments, Megan says that her sprint was good so far, had to get some book adjacent stuff done, and is almost done with the post she's doing today. So let me do Megan. So that way I can check it off and it can be exciting because it's exciting. What? Why am I moving spoon?
Because you grabbed the wrong thing somehow.
Okay. Oh, Amanda's not here today, so I'm deleting her. Okay. Yay! Andy says Tellus got his gushy food.
Yay.
What? Andy's on here twice. Still working on the novella. Okay. Tink. So, Sarah says the video is going slow. Oh, I forgot to put Sarah on here. Video.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, so
you still have
I'm jumping around.
You still have Andy's post up talking about, in addition to Tellus getting the gushy food, you got another 200 words.
That was the most important thing he said all stream. So,
yes, it was. But he still needs some respect for the fact that he thinks he's burned himself out writing a 1000K exercise for a story writing class he's taking.
And got another 200 words on the novella.
Yep.
So that's awesome. Okay, now Sarah's comment.
Yes.
Annoyed with the whole video process today. Megan says tense is the thing I've got the most trouble with. That and info dumping. I've had to put one work in progress on hold because I keep wanting to info dump and I'm getting bogged down. One of the things I do is I info dump. I do it in my rough draft and then I trim it out because I need to know that information for the world building. The other way to get around it
Bible.
To have a character rant. People don't detail out all the things they do in their normal life unless they are ticked.
That's an interesting approach.
And then they will go into every last detail about how stupid and annoying and frustrating it is. You can't get away with it too much, but you can do it once or twice per novel.
Yeah. The one that I usually do when I need to bring up information like that is, since I've got a core group of characters that are almost always together, I figure out how do they have a conversation about this. And I try to make sure one character is not talking too long. So
that goes into my whole mix up your story components.
Yep. But
so it up with something else.
It gets you the information and also adds more character development into it. So
sorry, I just realized I needed to add that note. Okay. That info dumps are not wasted work for the middle schoolers.
So they can be important in the first draft, but you need to pull them before you get it in front of other people's eyes.
Yeah. So, okay, fair enough. Popping back to the comments, Megan says they always say the devil's in the details. Yeah. So Maggie finished the donuts and is starting to make cookies for the hubby and sister-in-law's lunches next week.
Nice.
And Maggie says donuts are finicky. They like humidity to proof properly. Megan likes us checking things off. Then you're in the right place. Let's see. Oh, things moved on me. Okay. Megan says, Maggie, yeah, my house for some reason is not friendly to things proofing properly. Oh, that's frustrating. I got a humidifier. And I found out that my house is usually under 30% humid in the winter, which is very low and might explain why my sinuses were on the fritz and I had vertigo for 3 weeks. So I'm trying to keep my humidity closer to 40% than 20, which involves refilling the humidifier regularly.
Yeah.
I got, on my roommate's advice, a pour-through humidifier. Okay, it sounds crazy, right? But instead of pulling out the thing and filling it with water and then putting it back in,
right?
I'll fill up a pitcher and I pour it down through the fanny bit at the top, and it goes into the tray.
You pour it into the reservoir through the fan.
Yeah. So you don't have to take any components out or disassemble. You
Same with the kind that Greg has. Yeah.
I love it. Because that way a pitcher is so much easier than whatever container.
No, I get that. That sounds interesting. I am not familiar with that. I have not seen one of those. The fact that you describe it as pouring through the fan, that sounds potentially messy to me.
No, it doesn't splatter up, but it makes more noise. You can turn off the fan, though, before pouring it in.
That makes a certain amount of sense, yes. But...
yeah, no, it just makes it fill up slower because it's going floop, 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 floop,
yep.
Instead of... Those were better sound effects than my table flip sound effect.
Yeah.
So,
Bloop.
Andy says, interesting enough, the exercise he was given involved taking an info dump and cutting it / merging it into a scene with characters.
Yep.
So.
And one great thing about taking an info dump and putting it into dialogue with characters is you start to realize what's not really important about the info.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the 3 tips I wrote down were split it up between action and description and dialogue. Show, don't tell, build it into the action, and then replace it with a rant. Are there other things I should be putting in here as options?
Not that I can think of. But...
Okay. Thank you for helping me workshop my workshops.
I like to outline, but not everybody does.
That's what I have as step 1 for developmental editing. Outline what you have and see where the gaps are.
Mm-hmm.
And then I talk about, I have a whole slide on story beats. And then I have a whole slide on why using beat sheets is not cheating. And it doesn't make your story formulaic.
Right.
I'm like, no. People who are like, no, I would never do that. It's so formulaic. No. Writers are readers. You have internalized the 3-act, 4-act hero's journey structure from all of the books you have read. But if your story's not working, you can't figure out why it's not if you haven't broken down the process. And this just explains why it's not working. Anyway, it's a whole rant.
If it feels like it's cheating because you're taking somebody else's beat sheet and writing to that, throw that out. Write your own beat sheet.
That's what I did.
I mean, and I've done that on stories before when I had to write a short story, but I had a lot of very specific things I needed to work into it. I wrote them out ahead of lines, and some people might consider that an outline, but guess what a beat sheet is? It's like, if it's okay to use an outline, it's okay to use a beat sheet.
It just helps you with the pacing and see where the story is flowing.
My outline is a beat sheet.
And I like to outline after I've written the story so I can see where it actually is.
I do it again. So I do it before the story's written. I do it after the first draft and after the third.
Sure. Sometimes I write my query letter because themes will come through in that, and then I can be like, oh, this is what the story is actually about. But I didn't want to get into how to write a query letter on top of how to edit. And I'm like, let's just go with outlining. The kids
Let's just go with outlining for kids. Yeah.
I have never taken a completed story and built an outline, a separate outline of it.
Oh.
But I can see how that might be useful for some people in analyzing their story. But what I will do is I will make a checklist of things that need to be in the story.
Yeah. When with my space fantasies, I have 3 point of view characters, so I write like 1 to 6 words about what that paragraph's about, what they're doing in it, so that I can see like how close to the climax each character is in a single, like 1, 2, 3. I have them side by side,
right?
Like 3 columns, and then chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, so that way I can make sure that they're all at the same level of stressed out at the same time, kind of thing. Because if some characters are in low stress situations where others are hitting the climax of the book, it doesn't work very well. And that was the issue. I talked with my alpha reader yesterday about my space fantasy, and I think I've figured out how to get my detective stress levels back up.
Yeah, and it's also maybe a case of, okay, maybe I need to, well, it's great for doing a braided novel like what you're doing. Sometimes that means that you've got to skip a thread in the braid. It's like this character is ahead of the other 2, so I need to give them extra chapters to catch them up before bringing out the person who's properly pre-stressed.
That said, a lot of times it's because of the timeline that I'm doing the chapters in that order. But if a character's chapter is too long, or if it makes sense for it to be broken in the middle for pacing purposes, I'll do that. Like, I still go in order, but I might, give somebody a 2-page chapter if they don't need that much right then.
It's also good if one of your point of view characters has had like something happen to them and they're out of communication with the others. You have extra chapters of the others being worried about what happened to this missing person. And then you bring the chapter from the missing person's point of view. Build extra tension.
That's what I'm doing in my sequel, actually.
Oh, fun. That's super exciting. So let me pop back into the comments. Maggie is in Colorado on the prairie, aka desert. So I have a small 1-pint humidifier that I put in the oven when I'm proofing. Oh, wow. Okay. Before I got the pour through humidifier, for the month before that, after I got over my sinus stuff, we were literally boiling a pot of water on the stove, sometimes with spices, sometimes just water. But I have a gas stove.
Okay.
So I enjoy not having an open flame 20 hours a day in my house. I feel a little safer. Like Lucy and I had a thing where if the stove was on, we would have the stove light on. So that way the other person would be aware. But like, it's still a little stressful for having that going nonstop.
Yeah.
While awake. We didn't do it while sleeping. So. Oh, Megan says that sounds like a really interesting exercise for an info dump. I might have to try that and see if it works better. Yeah.
That's how I do my info dumps.
Yeah.
I make them part of the plot.
Yeah. I do all 3 of the things I've listed, I did some really great research on how to make applesauce because my characters stopped somewhere and they were working for room and board or something and making applesauce. And I wrote the whole thing in like 3 paragraphs. And then I'm like, it doesn't matter. So it turned into 2 sentences, but I know the process and it's set up properly. So people who do know how to make applesauce won't complain about the setup or anything.
Yep. And you've got that detail in your back pocket now. So if
Thank you.
you get an editor who wants more detail, you can pull it back. So
Yeah. So Megan says, my book that I'm stuck on right now, I had to shelve. It's a murder mystery that takes place on a small luxury cruise ship. So she's doing a lot of research to get the technical stuff right. Yeah. Yeah.
I did that for Hope's Chest. I did a lot of homework regarding aircraft carriers, and in Vietnam, they took the helicopters and they pushed them off the aircraft carriers, and so they're at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, wow.
There's a big
they
pile of
just
helicopters.
jettisoned
You had to balance.
helicopters.
So
Okay.
Not jettisoned, literally shoved them
Just
off
yeah.
into the water.
I mean, when you need space, you need space. So Megan says all the timings and making sure it's actually feasible for the things to happen on the cruise ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
My alpha reader's like, hey, before you do this big casino poker game, maybe you should watch Maverick. Just to like get in the real vibe of it. And I do need to like look into tricky things that can happen with banking when you don't have instant communication, because I don't think that information can go faster than the speed of light.
Yeah.
And we're traveling at like near light speeds. So the next galaxy over doesn't necessarily know how much money you have in your account if you've done weird things. So
yeah, that brings a whole new dimension to kiting checks.
Exactly. So I want to know what sort of tomfoolery they did back in the day that they might be trying, tomfoolery. I'm going to use that word in a sentence, and I think it was very appropriate. Sorry, that's a first for me.
I like tomfoolery.
Right?
It's a good term.
Exactly. Megan says this type of thing is my husband's day job, and I'm writing him in as a character, so I feel like I've got to get it done right, and he's going to do a technical read through when she's done.
Well, at least you've got an expert on tap.
Excellent. And Maggie says, I have baked all the recipes in the Pagosa Cliffs anemones.
Which was a book she wrote.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Thank you. I was like, I don't usually hear anemones in recipe book names.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty awesome. But
I mean, unless you're like baking a dessert that's supposed to look like a spiny ocean-dwelling critter, but it's actually made of soft, moist cake.
Don't a lot of them live in the coral reefs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me pop back. Let's see. Oh, Maggie has a story about an abuse survivor baker who became a chocolatier, but the life backstory was something too close to a barista bartender friend's life after her divorce. That's really yay, survivor.
Yeah.
Shitty the way they got there.
Yeah.
So Moon says regarding light speed data, quantum entanglement would help with the data transfer, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Maggie says, I shelved it, so I trauma dumped something too close to her real life. It turned out, yeah. So Maggie says the recipes are from the Wild Anemone Bakery in Pagosa's Cliffs.
Okay.
And anemones are like, oh, what am I thinking of? Are like poppies.
Yeah.
I think we're thinking about sea anemones, which
sea anemones are, but there are anemones.
Okay, they are spelled the same. We're not crazy.
Yeah,
they're the same family. They're just different.
The problem
they're
is,
like cousins.
I see so much talk about sea anemones and not enough talk about anemone, land anemones.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. What is too much talk about in sea anemones?
No, it's comparatively, it's a spectrum.
Oh,
It's
they're
the
not
fact that
balanced.
nobody talks about land anemones until it comes up in conversation like this.
Okay. You're saying there's a dearth of land anemone discussion, not
Yes, I
a
am.
not a overabundance of sea anemone.
Exactly. It's only
Okay.
it's the scales are tilted one way.
Sure. Yeah, Maggie's on board with us. So anyway, it's past time for a sprint. Let's go ahead and get it
Okay.
done. In 3, 2, 1. Boom chakalaka. No, you don't get gushy food. Okay. He is looking at me though. And we're back. How was your sprint?
I published my thing and I messed around on Facebook.
You're mumbly again. Sorry.
I don't know why. I published my Substack and spread it around a little bit. And I think I want to put it on Blue Sky at some juncture. But messed around on Facebook and
Nice.
just kind of shut my brain off for a little bit.
Fair enough. Doc?
Cool. And I just finished my revisions. As we were recapping Sako stuff, I got the last stuff done. So wasn't a lot of stuff, and apparently only the stuff at the beginning was the
Lion's share, right?
Do the reworking stuff. Most of it was just simple stuff. The funniest thing is that they insisted that I had to rename the cat in the story because apparently too many people in the book were using that name, and one person had the name for plot purposes. So it's like, all right, they got the lock. Everybody else has to change the names of their cats.
Mm-hmm. What was the name?
The name was Dinah, because that is was Dinah, because that was famously the name of Alice's cat in Alice in Wonderland.
Sure. Fair enough.
So the cat in question is owned by Spanish people, so it's like I have to find a Spanish cat name.
Okay.
Place it. No. I finally went with Reina.
Reina.
Fair enough.
So
I worked on another sample paragraph for the kids to learn on. This time working on weak descriptions and hedges and filter words. So we're creeping into the first one is there was a man who was raised by the fairies, and in the second, and he went on an adventure, and in this one we're walking into a dark cavern, and we're gonna come face to face with a dragon.
Sounds great.
3 sentences.
You can do it.
So, it's an exercise, so it's just, yeah. I never realized how hard it was to make a good example sentence. There's a reason
takes a lot of brain meats to get that.
Yeah. So, and then I have sample fixes that are not, this is the correct answer, but this is a way you can improve it, So yeah, fair enough. Let me go ahead and let's see. Andy got his novella words. He got 400 words or something in the 2 sprints he made it through.
Oh, yeah, he did.
For him. I'm assuming Moon is enjoying some wings. That didn't seem like it was going to be hard to check off. Megan had to bail. Dinner's ready and the kids are ravenously hungry. Fair enough. So
if it's the Megan I think it is, I actually know her through the Buddhist community.
Okay.
And it turns out she's also witchy and a writer and like all of that fun stuff. So
shocked face is shocked.
Yeah.
So popping into the comments, Maggie also said that anemones are the wind flowers of Greek myth that are the fragile flowers that fold their petals when storms come.
Okay.
Nice. So I'm giving myself credit for making progress on my workshop. There's a reason I was like, I think I need to invest time in this before we hit February. So I more power to teachers. I mean, they do have lesson plans and books that they can that
Mhm.
out what they're supposed to, like what you can get through in a day, I believe.
Mhm.
So that I'm sure helps. And obviously, I'm doing, I think, a quarter's worth of information in one day, in 1 hour. So let's see. Sarah says, I think I'm done cutting my video. Ooh, check. I'm assuming Chorna successfully played some Animal Crossing. I'm assuming Nicole got some crocheting done. And Megan got close to her post, but she definitely made progress. So everybody got checked off who gave me a task.
Yay.
So let's pat ourselves on the
Yay!
back.
That was much rejoicing.
Much rejoicing. So, ooh, oh, big yawn. Haha, Nicole, we were correct. Nicole worked on the dragon's tail, Sky Jinx's tail.
Yeah.
Nikki.
Yeah,
Yay.
she signs all of her posts.
I was saying Nicole, so now Nikki. Okay.
Okay.
Goodness. Okay, let's do a quick stretch before we do our outros, because I need to stretch.
Sure.
Oh. Ugh.
That didn't pop.
It did not pop?
Okay, that did. That's better. Okay. I played Beat Saber yesterday.
Yay! I did not. I probably should have.
You can play tomorrow.
I spent way too much time yesterday watching YouTube videos. I mentioned last week that I transitioned my my gaming stream that I do on Fridays from Streamlabs to OBS.
Yeah. How did that go?
It went well. I kind of got things together and found out doing the stream on OBS actually went smoother than it had on Streamlabs.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
And I know you've had problems with OBS in the past because you're using it on a laptop, and we're maxing out the laptop. I got a gaming PC, so I've got plenty of power to spare.
Yeah.
But it worked nicely, but there were still a few things that were kind of off. So
Okay.
I've been spending a lot of the week watching videos on how to do things, adding more stream elements to my stream. I spent a chunk of time researching music, so I've got like background music for my starting and other things. And it's like I was up to like 5 a.m. last night watching videos and trying to implement stuff as I go.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
I feel like the quality of my stream is stepping up. Because now I've hit a point where it's like, okay, the stream looking good, only good so far. You also have to make your Twitch page look good, and for
Yeah.
that you need like graphic arts, and it's like, okay, now that's a whole different gear to work for. And starting to think about, do I need to do like a separate Twitch channel or a separate YouTube channel? Because one of the big ways of promoting stuff is do stuff on Twitch and then take snippets and post them on YouTube.
That is typical. Mm-hmm.
And it's like I segregated my Twitch and my YouTube, so one is gaming, one is writing. It's like, well, now do I have to double up? So I've got a gaming channel on both and a writing channel on both.
That is more work than I'm willing to do.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I need to think about it, but I think I need to find I need to find or make the graphic arts to up the look of my channel. But my stream last Friday, right at the end of the stream, I had 2 guys come in and start chatting with me, and one of them gifted 10 subs to the channel.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
So it's like, okay, that was cool and unexpected. And then I, looked at what does it mean when someone actually gives subs, and it's like, okay, so I need to start creating benefits for being subscribed. And apparently, I've got to make affiliate if I'm ever going to see any of the money from the subscription.
How close are you?
I need to get my average. I've got everything checked off except average viewership. I need to get that at or above 3 for a month.
Okay.
So, the if those guys come back and they bring friends, then that may just happen organically over the next month.
Okay.
But
I can always put you on in the background and like mute you while I'm doing other things.
I did implement the lurk command. So if you're gonna do that, come in, hit lurk.
Sure.
So as I know that you're lurking, and then you can go do whatever. But
I want to support people, but like when they do streams that aren't at my pacing, I get distracted and then I get nothing done.
Yep.
So
understood. And it's like I also understand that some people don't want to are busy and doing stuff and don't want to watch the stream when it's live. Mm-hmm. But I've noticed that people do go and watch it later, and it's like
in post.
Yeah, and it's like that's one of the reasons that I haven't gotten discouraged with the fact that I don't have live viewers, is because I've looked and I've like consistently got people who are watching it later, and it's like I don't understand this, but if it works,
that's the thing.
Yeah,
that like my 20% of my audience watches in post.
Yep. And I can totally see that. It's like if you watch it in post, you may not be able to comment, but you can scrub through it. So if there some parts which are unavoidably boring, you can scrub through those and get to the parts you're more interested in.
Yeah. Well, we are at time, so let's do our outros and tell people where we are and figure out what dinner is.
Okay. Hi everybody. I am Sako Toomey. I write horror under the name Cass Voight. You can find me on the interwebs as Sako Toomey or Psycho Sako. I'm pretty active on Facebook and Blue Sky, and that's about it. And Discord. So drop a line sometime. I would love to hear from you.
Yeah.
And I am Doc Coleman. I write steampunk comedy adventure. If you are interested in finding out more about me and my work, you can go to your favorite search engine and search on Doc Coleman Steampunk, and that will help you find my website at doccoleman.com. It'll also help you find my Amazon author page, where you can see all the stuff that I currently have in print. And if you'd like to get in on the ground floor of things, we currently have a Kickstarter going on, which is that link right up there, for the next anthology from Eastbeck Books that is A Curiosity of Cats. And that is closing in a little bit over a week. And thank you, Morgan, for reposting that and highlighting it. We are funded, so if you want to go and support us, that'd be great. We help unlock more stretch goals, but it is definitely going to happen, and we've got some great stories out there, and we're looking forward to bringing that book to you really quickly. This is in coordination with the Telltale Steampunk Festival, which is going to be in York, Pennsylvania in April. So we're going to get the Kickstarter closed up. We're going to get the books off to print really fast. So this is a great time to jump on. And that was a long commercial.
Right. Just a wee bit. So
that was off the top of my head. So unpracticed.
Yeah. So I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. I blog, and podcast, writing tips from the pros, and of course my writerly musings. The blog is mostly on hiatus, but I did have my accountability post for the last 2 years because I haven't done one in a while. That went out this week. So you can see that at morganhazelwood.com or on my YouTube at youtube.com/morganhazelwood. I have writer swag. I have the stream every week, and yeah, you can find me everywhere as Morgan Hazelwood except Twitter because bleep them. I have an account there, but I don't use it. I just keep other people from using my name to do horrible bad things. So, and Rachel swung by at the last second to slam that like button while working on chores. So we are on our way out, but it's great to see you. And chores are horrible. Nobody likes them.
So one more thing I'd like to mention before we drop off is tonight, for those who are familiar with the Paranormal Encyclopedia podcast, I will be doing a guest appearance. So if you're familiar with that podcast, look for me.
Awesome. So thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful